Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and you can win yourself $25 right now. All you have to do to enter is press the like button and comment something about the video down below and have the notification bell on. That is if we hit 100 likes within 1 hour, and if we actually hit 400 likes within 24 hours, so in one day, we're actually going to double that $25 to $50 giveaway, and we're going to announce the winner in the next video. Also guys, make sure you check out my second channel called Dusty Finance. It's a pretty cool channel with some cool videos on here, no advertisements, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. First tweet of the day by Magic Poop Cannon. He says, about 1/4 of my crypto holdings are in XRP. The other 3/4 are in BTC, and while I love Bitcoin, I think XRP is a powerful hedge against the anarchistic, anti-bank, anti-government nature of Bitcoin. Governments have an increasingly powerful knack for suppressing anarchy. That's why I XRP. This is something that I can agree with and kind of disagree with, because his stance towards XRP is that it's really more with the governments. It's really more against Bitcoin, really, in the sense of what they're trying to do. They're really not trying to decentralize money all the way by, getting rid of fiat and making it a no middleman type of currency like Bitcoin. No, they're trying to work with the already outstanding currencies. They're trying to work with all the financial institutions that are out there, really trying to kind of work together. And I understand why you would diversify then in BTC and XRP, because I personally am doing the same as well. I would never recommend anybody to hold only one crypto, and in this case, BTC is really the store of value / safe option, and XRP is really something for those moonish prices to really become quote unquote Lambo rich off of crypto. You probably want to go for a coin like XRP again, in my personal opinion. Now, why do I think XRP is good? There's actually been tons of reasons why I think Ripple and XRP have a very good shot at making it to the big boy league. One out of all of them is they're already kind of there. They're already at the 3rd spot in the market. They've already been second, so really thinking them away from this whole top 5 or from the crypto space is almost impossible. But also, if we just see for a little split second what they're achieving, and yes, that's also what we're going to be talking about today, it's really hard to think them away from the cryptocurrency space and to think that they're not going to be doing good. Eric Dudun says, very bullish seeing the liquidity impact of MoneyGram. Deep liquidity eventually enables real players, i.e. banks. You can't transfer meaningful fund sizes when the order books can't support a fraction of it while remaining stable. XRP prices is meaningless for now. This is something that I actually cannot agree with more. The XRP price does not matter at this point. I know a lot of you very smart guys will say, yes, it does matter, but no, it does not. Press the like button if you agree. Why I'm trying to say that is because the price right now is really just a buy-in point for all of us, for us normal players. But for these big boy players, it really doesn't matter whatsoever. They're just trying to test it out, see how it all works out. Liquidity is being created at the exact moment that we are speaking. And really, it's kind of a trial, kind of a beginning of some of the bigger stuffs. What I'm trying to say with this is there's no reflection of the big volume. There's no reflection of the use case in XRP quite yet. We're really waiting for a lot of that to opt in. As for example, if FedNow were to really be something that had to do with Ripple, you would definitely see it coming back in XRP. If MoneyGram is going to keep continuing on like this, we're going to definitely be seeing it in XRP. If some other players are going to hop on, we're going to definitely be seeing it in XRP, but over a longer period of time. Now, I think SWO is going to be one catalyst, really showing us a little bit of what XRP is good for. But over time here, again, literally, with time, we're going to see a lot more. For right now, though, I don't care too much about the price. It's just a accumulation period for me. If the prices were the moon, I would be happy because, yeah, we are at the moon. If the price is going to go down, it's more opportunity for us to accumulate, so it's all good. It just depends on your vision over a longer term. If you're negative on it, yeah, then it might not be the coin for you. If you're positive on a longer term, any movement in the price now is just extraordinarily beautiful. XRP_Owl says, blown away by XRP Center and his XRP research. If it's not written in stone, there's no connection. Astounding, infallible, truly amazing research. I strongly suggest unfollowing dot connectors such as myself, who needs connections. Transparency has always been king. And I think it's kind of a mocking just now, because XP Research Center replied and said, watch out for Mr. Badass Twitter Bully. And Matt here says, yeah, I was told by him to stop sending him crap. Sorry for posting info that others might add to the discussion and discover more direct relationships. Posting this, I'm trying to figure out the connections with the XP ecosystem is really irresponsible, so I might as well just not post it. And he said, please just don't tag me. And I can actually kind of understand why he says this. I can understand both visions here. From XRP Al's vision, he's trying to look at many different sources around the web and trying to find information or maybe tweets. I don't really know where he gets the info from. And tries to connect it all together via just random dots and trying to put a whole story surrounding it. It's very fun for community members. It's pretty cool to look at. It's also pretty astounding what type of work can be put into such a connection, really, and how logical and how real it may seem, even though it's just, dots put together. There's no official story. But I can also understand the side of the XRP Research Center because, of course, if you're really focused on kind of objective research, really, if you guys get my idea, I wanted to say scientific because of writing all those papers, but in this case, objective research, and somebody keeps sending you these vague theories, you might get annoyed, like, please, don't tag me in this type of stuff. Just, you do you, but don't involve me because I don't care. I can understand both visions here, and XPL is kind of being a little bit of a meanie there by saying what he did say here, but again, I can understand both sides of the story. Both sides from these persons are pretty understandable, and again, it just depends on what you like the most. I personally can also be, happy with a little bit of a vague theory because it's just something to talk about again, and, it brings up some controversy, maybe brings up some new ideas, maybe brings up some new theories. I like it, but I can also understand why some of y'all XRP community members or just general crypto persons that are just following news don't like to hear about all these vague theories that are not proven, that are just, taken out of proportion and whatever. So yeah, that's my two cents on it. Han Solo says, former Ripple executive Corey Johnson says latest MasterCard deal is good for Ripple and XRP, the XRP Daily. Now, if we actually go to Corey Johnson's tweet, he said, as a reply to Bloomberg, who said, MasterCard agrees to buy Danish payments platform Nets for $3.2 billion in the group's biggest ever acquisition. Corey Johnson replied and said, I know the XRP community, or retweeted and said, I know the XRP community is focused on the impact of Facebook's Libra, but this MasterCard deal could be even more important to Ripple's ecosystem. If nothing else, it's validation that real-time payments is clearly the coming wave. Doc for Show says, what about the Walmart deal? And some people are, kind of going back and forward about this whole situation about Corey Johnson. But to give my 2 cents again on it, here's an article that I just found on Bitcoin Exchange Guide. It says here, what does MasterCard's biggest acquisition ever have to do with Ripple? But it also is explained here in the XRP Research Center tweet. So it just, again, depends on what you kind of wanted to look at. This article explains it in a very broad way. I think XRP Center here kind of narrows it down a little bit to more of the facts. So to quickly read the top here, MasterCard buys Denmark-based platform Nets for 2.85 billion euros. Biggest ever acquisition is part of its plan to push into faster payments. This is a validation that real-time payments is the new coming wave. Faster payments are good for XRP. So, just so y'all hype boys don't get too overhyped, Ripple and MasterCard have no direct connections, but has some indirectly. Both the payments company are the investors in Ripple-powered global remittance startup SendFriend. Another Ripple partner, Earthport, an automated clearinghouse for payments, received bids from MasterCard and Visa, a round won by the latter. So again, they were bid on though. MasterCard acquisition targets real-time payment, and that is where it kind of becomes interesting. But I wanted to quickly check this thread out first to see what information matches, because I think that might be easier to understand. Thread by XRP Center. Dilla Brow explains in his thread, attached with link, the reason behind Corey TV's tweet on MasterCard acquisition of Nets. Nets provides infrastructure for clearing and real-time cross-border payments, i.e. faster payments. As real-time cross-border payments are not widely adopted thing as of today, banks don't have to rush to find their Nostro account abroad in order to have enough liquidity to process payments in the countries of destination as demanded. Instead, what banks do today is process payments requested by customers, delay the crediting of funds to beneficiary, fund their Nostro account into the countries of destination, takes 1 to 3 days, having the certainty if how much liquidity is needed, and credit the funds to the final beneficiary. However, the process of cross-border payments in real time are a really big game changer. Banks can no longer wait to have the certainty if how much liquidity is required in their destination country Nostro accounts. Is that not Okay, whatever. And with faster payments, banks are forced to make difficult forecasting processes to take accurate guesses on how much liquidity they need to fund in advance to their foreign nostro accounts, so funds are already available at the moment in which payments are processed. That said, forecasting on real time is really complicated, and doing it wrong can be translated into leaving too much funds access liquidity or dormant capital, if you may, in nostro accounts or Vostro. When there is not enough demand for the payments, either that or unhappy customers, how do you avoid the need to rely on such forecasting processes? You guessed it, with on-demand liquidity like XRP that allows banks, financial institutions, remittance companies to fund their nostro accounts at the exact moment in which real-time cross-border payments are processed. That means cross-border payments can be really processed on real time. The funds can be credited to final beneficiaries' account in real time. Happy customers and financial institutions are able to maintain exactly the liquidity they need at their nostro accounts at all times. So the acquisition of Nets by MasterCard, although not involved at all with Ripple, is a good sign for Ripple because it will push for faster cross-border payments and hence make more evident for financial institutions how much they need a mechanism for on-demand cross-border settlement. Great thread. He says, oh, that's again XPL. Great thread, dude. Fantastic indirect dot connecting, though not directly involved with Ripple. X, not related partnership, paving the way for XRapid, and you guessed it, XP utility, saving the day. Far superior work to anything deep divers have ever connected. Bravo. Yeah, it's a little bit of back and forward fire, I guess. It might continue for a little while as well. Who knows? Who knows? It's pretty funny, though, I find. Maybe they're best friends. Who knows? You can check out if they follow each other. Maybe one of them will reply to this tweet or to the video. I'm actually not too involved. Maybe they're best friends and they're just mocking each other. Could be anything, guys. I really have no idea. But to continue on with the article, because we actually skipped out on the Dillaprow tweets now as well. If we scroll down a little bit, here. Let's start from here. Now MasterCard is buying a Denmark-based platform, of course. And with this purchase, MasterCard is getting an electronic billion platform and instant payment and clearing services. Real time is real. It's here and it keeps growing. Michael Miebach, MasterCard's Chief Product and Innovation Officer, said in an interview, "What we found in Nets is its business that's deeply ingrained in some of the most innovative and vibrant payments markets in the world. The plan is to expand the Nets business beyond their primary markets into the Nordic," shared Miebach. But the acquisition spree of MasterCard earlier this year is purchased Itoka, Merchants Identify Fraud, and Vise, point-of-sale payment provider, and also Transactis, bill payments, and Transfast, cross-border payments network, won't end here. MasterCard will continue to look for other acquisitions in real-time payment space, as well as in fraud detection and data analytics, he said. So what does it have to do with Ripple? Well, nothing is the short answer. Long answer is, it is associated with Ripple in the way that it's validation that real-time payments is the coming wave, as stated by the former chief market strategist at Ripple, Corey Johnson. To further elaborate, as shared by Dilla Brow, the global head of infrastructure innovation at Ripple, back in 2008, faster payments are good for Ripple. He says it's 2018. It says 2008 here, it's 2018. Rao explains how the world of faster payments, the banks will need to forecast the funding required. Unlike the current environment where, to find settlements, the sending bank has a day or three to deliver funds. Here's the story in 5 tweets. Why faster payments are good for XRP. To fund settlements, final delivery to beneficiary, the sending bank typically needs to have a pre-funded nostro account at the receiving bank or a correspondent in the middle. Today, the sending bank has a day or 3 to deliver funds as they need to have in their nostro based on the certainty of payments already processed. But in the world of faster payments, banks will need to forecast the funding required so they can ensure enough is available in advance of payments being processed. Forecasting in real time is much harder, and getting it wrong will mean unhappy clients or too much money literally left at the table. That's pretty obvious. And enter XRP, stage left for on-demand instant funding. Voila, XP the standard. It's a pretty obvious story, and it actually does make a lot of sense why this is so amazing for Ripple and XRP right then. Right then and there. It just sounds completely logical. At the time, Warren Paul Anderson, senior product manager at Ripple, said from the FedNow situation, "This could greatly help U.S. cross-border payments and thus work Ripple is doing because it could hopefully speed up the last mile transactions in and out of the U.S." Pretty cool. Well, let's see what else we got. XP Euphoria was a pretty interesting tweet. It twisted my mind a little bit. He said, I have over $20 million in XRP. It is by far the greatest investment I've ever made. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking ahead of some tweets I'll be posting in a couple of years from now. Pretty funny. I thought like, wow, 20 million? Why would you share that ever? But again, he's talking about the future. Maybe he only has one XRP now and he thinks it's going to be $20 million per coin. Coming back a little bit on the situation of MoneyGram. Bitstamp USD versus Bittrex USD. MoneyGram is likely to be using Bitstamp for the corridor of USD to Mexican pesos. The liquidity index shows Bitstamp is much more liquid than Bittrex for USD to XRP conversion. During the recent surge of the Bits of liquidity, Bittrex shows only little growth. And here's where the partnership with MoneyGram came in, and we can definitely see the numbers being, significantly different right there. It could be the case. We don't know. Let's see what else I have here. There was a little bit of a story that is circulating the Twitter realm as well about anyone can check and confirm this Satoshi Nakamoto 10 years letter, 12th April 2019 is true. What does it mean to Ripple XRP? And at the bottom it says here, Ripple is interesting in that it's the only other system that does something with trust besides concentrate it into a central server. It says here, Satoshi Nakamoto, April 12th, 2019 to Mike Hearn. But personally, I actually don't know any tweets or emails from Satoshi in April 12th. If my memory is correct, let's actually kind of validate that. Satoshi, let's actually go to my go-to website normally for all of this. Here, if we check the emails, I don't believe there is one from April in there. No. So this is, of course, the only emails for Bitcoin, and maybe this one is different. I didn't actually read that all the way. But to my personal knowledge or what I had left, I actually don't know anything from April 12th. And in this list, we can also not see any tweets from April 12th. It goes to the 4th of March and then all the way to October. So, yeah. Maybe it's a whole nother paper, though. I mean, even though this is supposed to have everything of Satoshi Nakamoto, there's literally nothing I could find about the date that they specified. So, again, it might be out there. I'm just not able to find it. I have no idea where to find it. Maybe we can see it here. Let's see. No. Bitcoin list. No. I mean, if you're pressing all emails, you of course should see them all, but it was just like maybe it's hidden somewhere. So no, I personally do not think it's real, or at least I don't know where it is from then. It's not in his tribute email list, all of his emails that were supposed to be sent and received. So honestly, I cannot tell you, but maybe it is. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. Could definitely be. I'm not going to exclude anything, because why it's so important is because he adds a little bit of information about David Schwartz in there. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you press the like button. Almost 30 years ago, on August 25th, 1988, Schwartz filed a patent for a multi-level distributed computer system that would preferably run on personal computers. Again, there's a whole story about it. Almost 30 years ago, on August 25th, 1988, Schwartz filed a patent for a multi-level distributed computer system that would preferably run on personal computers. The tech was designed to leverage the combined processing power of numerous devices to accomplish singular tasks. It's pretty interesting how David Schwartz, has done such great things, 30 years ago. Here you can see 3 years later, Schwartz was eventually granted the patent. While the undertaking ultimately didn't pan out, we spoke with the Ripple CTO about what his vision for distributed system entailed and how it overlaps with today's blockchain tech. And it's pretty amazing, pretty cool how he envisioned this all so far back. And again, that's why David Schwartz is really one of the gods in this space. Really, he's one of the persons I really look up to in terms of knowledge about cryptocurrencies, about blockchain, about finance, about anything. Really, he's really somebody I can look up to, and I don't think a lot of people would say that with David Schwartz, since there's a lot of people out there that don't know him. If I were to tell it to one of my friends, they would be like, who's that? But really, it's one of my, how would you say that? I cannot say mentor. It's like one of those people you really look up against. One of my examples, one of my heroes. Sort of. You should always be your own hero, but he as well. Man, with all that he envisioned so long ago already, what a guy. Damn, I'm just almost getting sentimental right there. Really smart man. Ripple price recovery won't be easy while Bitcoin takes hit. Sure. Twitter has said stop Ripple dumping and Bitcoin, Tron, and Litecoin cryptocurrency price prediction. I don't care about that. All right, this one could be kind of interesting, but I think we're going to take that up in another video that we're going to be doing later today, guys. Make sure you press the like button if you did enjoy it. Make sure you check out my second channel. And also don't forget, guys, those 2 giveaways that we can be doing if you guys press the like button. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, just my normal channel, DustyBC. Make sure you check out my second channel called Dusty Finance. And make sure you go ahead and follow me on Twitter, the DustyBC on there. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. See you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody.